Peace, peace. This your host, Selah Shalom, and this is the Cosmon Teachings in the Words of Jehovah and His Angel Ambassadors from the Cosmon Bible OAHSPE. And the topic of discussion today is the Cosmogony and Prophecy Series Part 6, which is the basis of the moon cycle. The moon is the timekeeper on understanding times and seasons. Now, if you don't understand the moon cycles, you will not understand how to apply the times and seasons to know when the subcycles and arc cycles occur. Any calendar that is man-made cannot be applied because it is not in accordance with nature. Only through the moon cycles can one begin to understand how this cosmic clock of time works. The Creator placed the moon in the firmament for us to understand how to keep count of nights and days by knowing how to count the moon cycles. You will be able to know when certain cycles and events occur. The subcycles start with the basis of 11-year cycles. Every 11 years, repeat every third 11 years. So every 33 years is a subcycle and is called one generation. So if you start charting the moon cycles daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly, in 11 years you can observe certain patterns of events and then compare them with the next 11 years and so on. And the cycles will begin to unfold. Now, as a basis, because I covered this topic years ago on my other YouTube page called Selah Shalom 120, where I did a vid called Understanding the Moon Cycles and several other vids concerning the moon cycles, where I laid it out in full. So you can go back and watch those vids about the moon cycles to get a further understanding. Now, the moon goes through 12 cycles. That makes a year. There are 3 moon cycles for each season. There are 29 to 30 nights and days of every moon cycle. And you will have to observe the moon to know this, whether if it is a 29-day cycle or a 30-day cycle. There is no other way to know this but by observing. The moon cycle never surpasses 30 days. There could never be 365 days in a year. That is based off a man-made calendar. When you return to following the moon cycles, you will see that a year is less than 360 days. I'll give you an example of my own moon chart to prove my point, using the year 2011. Now, these are the 12th months or moon cycles of 2011 with their days. Now, for the season of spring, the first moon cycle had 30 days. The second moon cycle had 30 days. The third moon cycle had 29 days. For the season of summer, the fourth moon cycle had 30 days. The fifth moon cycle had 30 days. The sixth moon cycle had 30 days. For the season of fall, the seventh moon cycle had 29 days. The eighth moon cycle had 29 days. The ninth moon cycle had 30 days. For the season of winter, the 10th moon cycle had 30 days. The 11th moon cycle had 29 days. And the 12th moon cycle had 29 days, giving you a total of 355 nights and days for 2011. So once you begin to keep track, you will see exactly what I'm saying, and you will be able to determine the difference between the moon cycles and the man-made calendar. Now, for those who follow the Sabbath is not based off the Roman calendar. So Saturday nor Sunday is not the Sabbath. The Sabbath is based off the moon cycles. Every 7 nights and days of the moon is the Sabbath, starting from the crescent, the new moon. The 7th night and day of the moon is the first Sabbath of a moon cycle. The 14th night and day of the moon is the second Sabbath of a moon cycle. The 21st night and day of the moon is the third Sabbath of a moon cycle. And the 28th night and day of the moon is the fourth Sabbath of a moon cycle. And these are your 4 quarter Sabbaths of a moon cycle. These are the appointed times and do not change. They are fixed. So those following the Sabbath on Saturday is not following it on the correct day. Although they may keep the practice, which is still good, but the day is off. And all you have to do is realign with the correct nights and days of the moon, and you will notice the difference. So if you are serious about understanding the moon cycles, you need to start learning how to keep track night and day so you can start getting the gist of this. For example, if the Creator sent out a message across America telling all people to be on the mountaintops, to be taken up to heaven in the second month, 17th day of the month. Now, if 95% of the people were following a man-made calendar, the Roman calendar, they would be going up to the mountaintop in February, which is the second month on the Roman calendar, 17th day of that month, which is during the wintertime on the man-made calendar. But being that they were following the wrong calendar, no ascension to heaven took place on that day, and they disbelieved and went back to their old ways. But then you got 5% who follow the moon cycles and understood this date to be the second moon cycle, 17th night and day of the moon, a full moon in the second season of spring. And when they went up to the mountaintop that day, they were carried up into heaven because they were in tune with the cosmic clock. This is just an example to show you that if you are not in sequence with the Creator's times and seasons, you need to learn how to, so you won't be left behind. Shalom.